This is a very good AJ Special Champagne at Sun.
Yeah. That's the opening clip right there.
This is my AJ's penis size.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get 5. 5.
Fuck the night, she getting fucked tonight, she getting fucked tonight. Start calling her phone, she get fucked tonight. Blowing down that line, you the buster type. Knowing that you lying, we don't go for the hype. Catch her from behind, niggas know I'm a snipe. Second when I drive, baby know what I like. Spray that pussy wild, let me go for a dive.
9.6% body fat. That's very nice. And look, I put on weight and still kept the same body fat. That's good.
Baby know what I like. Spray that pussy wild, let me go for a dive. Who getting fucked tonight?
As we can see in the markets, we're having a massive crash. Bitcoin hit a low of I think 62 or 63K. Since it's bounced back to 71K, my current thoughts on the market are we don't really know what the next direction or the next move is going to be. Anyone that's telling you they know the next move on crypto, they know the next move on gold, which had a massive crash, is lying to you. Yes, we have technical analysis, which is just a probability of where price is looking to go. But anyone that's telling you, hey, I know everything about the markets and where we're going next, they're talking shit. In saying that, we could have 3 or 6 more months of shit markets in terms of cryptocurrency in particular. Of course, we're trading, day trading as well, cryptos and gold. So the volatility does bring a lot of opportunities because not only can we long the market, but we can short. Again, we're basing this on intraday price action alone. But what I'm trying to get to in a point here is more on the long-term investing side. Now, if you're invested in crypto, this is not a time to sell. Can it go lower? 100%. If you're leveraged, you might be caught out. You probably got liquidated as well on the recent move. 120K down to 60K is a huge drop. I mean, that's a 50% drop. And we've seen this time and time again. So yes, we are in a bear market. We don't know when that's going to reverse. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be in 6 months. This is a time to accumulate. This is a time to slowly buy more and more and more, because at these prices, we're very lucky to see Bitcoin back again. I didn't actually think we'd go as low as 60. Now, after seeing the charts, I think we can go as low as $48,000. That's just on my technical analysis side. And the reason I think that, of course, is we have a massive liquidity pool sitting there, which was from last year. Now, if we can see these things in the market, we shouldn't get scared because technical analysis hasn't played out all the time. You can call this a market crash, but the reason people think the markets are crashing is because, again, they're overexposed to meme coins. They've dropped 80% in value, 90% in value. They're overexposed on altcoins. They're leveraged up. This is why they lose a lot of money. How I like to go about things is I use my leverage for trading. So again, I'm intraday, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe a week if I'm in a bit of a swing trade. However, once that trade is closed, I'm out. For my long-term portfolio, it needs to be spot. It's always spot because the moment you go into leverage is the moment you're going to lose. So make sure that if you're a trader out there, you're intraday trading, go for it. No problem using leverage. Just manage your risk. Use 3 to 5% of your margin at any one trade idea. If you do have sort of a bigger capital and you want to start investing in crypto, especially at these prices, dollar cost averaging is going to serve you very well. And this week as well, I got banned on 4 of my accounts from trading gold because of the volatility. A lot of the prop firms and a lot of the brokers actually banned gold. What that means for me is I just need to wait. I don't care, right? I caught a trade Monday. It was absolutely beautiful. Nice 1 to 2 risk to reward trade on gold. And other than that, I took the rest of the week slowing down. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the trade that I caught on Monday. This was in the New York stock market open. And the rest of the week I sat out. So you can see I had a 2-hour week, 2x return on my risk. However, I didn't have to take another trade. That's real trading. So without further ado, let's jump into the chart so I can show you this setup. So here we have gold, and this is on the 1-minute time frame. So this is actually where my entry criteria was. And this was in the stock market open hour, just in the late hour. So 7:15 p.m. Dubai time, 10:15 a.m. New York time. So what I was looking at here is we saw that on a higher time frame perspective, again 15 minutes, 1 hour, we had some very bearish price action. We can see price just making lower lows and lower highs all the way down. So what we could see is we actually had a big shift right here. This is a significant high that led to this low. We actually had a big shift in momentum where price had this massive push to the upside. We then started to see internally that we had some bullish structure. High, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we knew that in this area here, this is big demand area, there'd be a lot of traders buying. If we grab a Fibonacci here as well, we can see that price returning into this demand zone also returns into the 61.8 Fibonacci, where a lot of people look for entry confirmations to buy. Now what we can see as well is, again, we're working again just to give you some context between this low and this high. And what we can see is price makes its way down, has a big bullish push. This bullish push breaks some small structure right here. After that, we actually see price return back into this last supply zone. If we grab a fib on this internal range, low to high, we can see we make a nice sufficient retracement there. Once again, we push up and come back into the next supply. So we have another bullish break coming back into supply. Perfect. We then had what? Price step in, react, maybe some early buyers got in, push down again, another bullish break, returning into another supply. So you can see small break, small supply. I'll get rid of this large supply. I'll make it a little bit smaller just so we can see, because that's going to be our target, of course, to take out that bullish range. That is exactly why I closed the trade right here. Then we had price come up, come back into the supply and do this bullish push. At that point, I sold. I sold with a stop loss quite a bit above this high, just in case we're going to get another push to this high and then rip down. But when we can find a liquidity pool in the market, for example, a demand zone, bullish breaks, market structure going long, supply and demand going long, Fibonacci going long, market structure, like I just said, market structure, saying it again, SMC, ICT, then we can look to go the opposite direction. Oftentimes what we get, and this is a great example of that, to pair with that last confirmation, trendline liquidity to the downside, 1, 2, 3. But what we often see is we see price make a move. Again, this is where people are still buying. Again, it's reacting on a trend line. It's still back in that demand. We've had a little small bullish break here, which is returned. People are still buying here. So I'm confident to hold that trade. Then we had a push down, small push up. After this, boom, take that liquidity out. And this was a good example of price just going to hunt liquidity and really making it its mission to go and do that. That's a good trade example for you guys. Now I'm going to go enjoy a beach club for the rest of the day. I'll take you guys with me. Yeah, it's Saturday, going to chill. Haven't drunk alcohol for quite a while, since the 1st of January, if you want to call that. New Year's Eve obviously ends going into the 1st. But since then I haven't had a drink of alcohol. We're now at sort of what, mid-Feb, Saturday 7th of Feb, not too bad. So I'll have a few drinks, have some champagne. I've been keeping myself fit. I just did a body composition test this morning and I ended up, I'll show you actually, and there we go. That's my body mass at the moment. We're at 9.6%. And I did this by not drinking alcohol, right? Keeping healthy, eating super clean. My chef is making the cleanest food. A lot of the times we'll have rice, chicken or rice, beef, or a combination, some vegetables. Super, super, super healthy. And you can see, I can see the results showing on my body. But 9.6% body fat. Last time I took a test was a few months ago. I did this at the gym. Last time I took a body fat test, I was 9.8%, but I was 1.5 kilos lighter. So I've actually put on almost 1.5 kilos exactly, and I've still got less body fat than I did before that 1.5 kilos, which shows that a lot of it will be water and a lot of it would be muscle, which is the goal, because I've been really pushing the gym as well, getting my lifts up and all that kind of stuff.
Say she wanna eat sushi, I gave her enough to go shopping. Anything she wants, she cashing out without any problems. How you gonna love a nigga that ain't got love for your mama? You can die today, it ain't gonna save me never drama. So working on a weekend like usual.
Well, let's make a little video. Hey guys, if you didn't know, AJ's real height is 5'8" on a good day. He's a small guy but with a big heart, you know? And that's what you're gonna do to make it in trading. Thank you.
Maybe show he's not small.
Huh? No, I don't need a show, they know already.
Listen.
champion?
It's not about the size of the dog, it's about the size of the fire in the dog.
Yes, please.
Unfortunately, AJ has no fire in him.
Unfortunately, you're the dog.
Tells you. Say the AJ special.
This is a very enjoyed AJ Special Champagne at Sun.
So if you didn't know,
That's the opening clip right there.
if you didn't know AJ's penis size is about this. It's not about the size, it's about the motion in the ocean, you know?
Cheers, sir.
Thank you so much.
Order something different, please let me know. I'm the wine sommelier.
Thank you so much.
How you feel?
Yeah, it's good, it's good. We've got the food going. Just enjoying our Saturday. Feel like this after a hard week of work. Well, do I have a story for you guys? This is probably not what anyone was expecting in this video, but it's all about, you know, letting go of some shit that goes, you know, if something's not benefiting your life, if something's not adding to your life, it's subtracting. There was a situation, that's why you don't see much content at the beach club, where someone just started to be quite rude to me and to other people. And I just thought, you know what? No, I'm out. So I ended up leaving early. I paid for that beach club. I invited everyone there. I paid earlier for the beach club access. And I even paid the whole food bill and left. Why? Because guys, you got to understand, protecting your peace in 2026 is one of the most important things you can do. I'm not going to sit around and feel off in a place where I'm meant to feel free. I'm meant to feel like I can say and do what I want to do. If I'm put in a situation that I don't feel right in, if someone gives me bad energy, I'm in a place now where I'm just removing myself from that. I'm taking myself and putting myself in a different situation that's going to make me feel better. That's what is so important in life. Most people are stuck with maybe a partner they don't like. Maybe they're stuck with a job they hate. And this is all bad energy. This bad energy is going to eat away at you if you let it. But if you can remove yourself from that, again, any situation that's not uplifting my soul, I'm getting out of. I don't give a fuck who it is. If you've got $100 million and you're talking down on me, I'm not going to stick around. I don't give a fuck about your money. Money is bullshit. Money is bullshit. Unless you have the right attitude and the right morals, money's only going to make you depressed. And I've seen it happen to people. So it was a situation where basically I removed myself. That's why the video cut. Someone told me, go where you're celebrated and not where you're tolerated. Basically, what that means is when you go somewhere, you want people around you to be on the same level as you, same frequency, same energy. As soon as you feel like you're being tolerated, again, you go somewhere, someone's energy's off, whether it's a jealous energy, envious energy, or whether it's just simply a rude person, for example, that's gonna put you off. That's gonna throw you off. If you're trying to operate at a high frequency and achieve a lot of things, who you are around just matters so much. You need to have a good, strong circle of people that want to lift you up as well, that want to go to another level. And the problem is a lot of these times, especially when you have friend groups and stuff like this that are young, 18 to 25 or even up to 30 years old. It's like if you all want to do something, a lot of your friends will be pushing you down. But you need to, I know it's hard because I had to do the same thing, but you need to cut all of those people off. Anyone that's not lifting you up is bringing you down. Again, like I said, it's not adding, it's subtracting. This was a situation that I was in yesterday, and I haven't been in a situation like that for a long time. So I keep my circle really small, really tight. I don't really see many people, but this was another example of where I had to step back, where I had to really look at things from an outside perspective. And instead of staying there and being in a bad mood or just like, putting up with someone just because whatever, I'm not going to be like that. I'd rather take myself. I literally said, my brother's like, you all good? I said, let's just go. We were there for 2 hours. It was meant to be this amazing booking, sand beach, cabana, everything like this. And mind you, the people that said something was not my closest people. It was not Josh, was not Marco, it was somebody else. In case anyone's wondering if it's my brother or my pretty much my closest friend that's saying this stuff, it's not. But, I removed myself from a situation that wasn't serving me, and now I can move on. And that was the best decision I made. So I went home, I cleared my head. That guy's going to be angry for the rest of his life. Cool, whatever. but I was able to kind of step back, be calm, and move on. I think that's a very important lesson. So I thought, you know what, why don't I come here and try to speak some of this wisdom? Hopefully I've got it across in a good way. This stuff is super, super important. Everything is energy. Yeah. Everything is energy. So the moment that your energy is thrown off is the moment that everything can kind of derail if you let it. If you can remove yourself from situations that don't serve you, if you can focus on things that only you know, you feel it deep inside. Does this situation benefit me? And you know the answer straight away. If you refuse to accept that something doesn't benefit you, then you're just going to keep refusing to accept until you crash and burn. However, if you're strong enough to say, look, I'm getting away from this situation because it doesn't benefit my life, then you come back more calm. You're able to, next time, you're going to have that sixth sense. It's going to hit you. Oh, this situation is not good for me no more. What am I going to do about this? I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go remove myself. I'm going to say thank you, but I'm leaving. Simple as that. You know, when I did this, which was kind of a really strong move, because I could have gone, you know, gotten angry, started yelling and whatever. I do Muay Thai, but I would never be aggressive outside the ring. I could have gone crazy on this guy. And basically I decided, look, nah, let's just go. Best thing is just get out of here. That's what I did. I was calm about it. I went home. And now, you know, we move on. But if I didn't remove myself, that would have eaten away at my mental. And who knows, maybe I would have snapped. So big lesson here, big life lesson. Hopefully you got some value. And not really trading talk so much, but I mean, it all intertwines, right? Same in trading. You need that mindset to be strong. You need your psychology to be tough. And that's the only way to succeed. So thanks again for another video, guys. I want to keep these vlogs coming. I'll see you next time.